So I'm sitting in my garage. 5 hours before cutting this on, I got my mouth wide open and the dentist is drilling on my back molar because there was a cavity that was deep in the tooth. Caused what we know as a dry socket between the gum and the tooth. But the tooth is very well and alive. And I'm sitting there, I'm listening to this drill just go at my gum line like a horror movie. My eyes are twitching. But I took full responsibility because it was those midnight hours. For a good year, I was at mercy of the bag of Reese's Pieces, watching a late show, maybe Fallon or Corbett. And the motivation of that, it ended me spending more money, having someone to look at the innards of my mouth with a device that only causes pain. I owned every bit of it. 4 hours later, I could feel my tongue, the left side of my mouth, hoping that I wouldn't drool on myself as I left the dentist's office. But I owned it. So what the hell is this video about, Gerald? Talking about people digging in your mouth. When we gonna get real, fam? Queen, King, when we gonna get real? When you gonna allow the pain to be nothing but a footstool to your greatest self? I saw something today, and the point was very strong because it was about accountability. And the validation from it, because of the fact that it was things that I'd already spoken. But why is it as a people we would rather go around the mountain before we would look at it right before us? Why are we running from ourselves? If you know what you need, what is keeping you from possessing it? Is it the fear of what it will cost, or the reality of the discovery that was there all along? We are definitely in some monumental times because, unfortunately, family, the reality is they're gonna people there. You know, people that, guess what? They will never change. They've already accepted their fate. Just like going down a road with no lights on, and you're trying to navigate your way through the obstacles of what you can't see. Caution is at high, but you still persevere. You see the obstacles peripherally, and you allow yourself to be aware and mindful of the advisories that are placed before you. Not the signs, the things that are placed in front of you. You know what amazes me, family? How we are our own worst enemies, but yet we will choose the contradiction before we will accept the fact of what's been illustrated. How is it that we know what we need? We feel what we need. We long for what we desire. We even at times measure it by the breath we take because it's so intense. And then when we get it, we demarginalize it. Why do we do that? Why do we keep standing in the way of what was deserved all along? That's like someone saying, I deserve this. I'll go a little deeper. I deserve to have a good woman, but you seek out one that does not know who she is. You're willing to validate the relationship by the drama and the inconsistencies that are continuous, only to be gaslit as a means of acceptance to continue the cycle, if it doesn't kill you first. Because there's far too many good people. You don't realize there's a lot of good people behind bars because of the fact that they did not discern. They did not have the conversation. You know what's a travesty? Queens. You know what you need. But why do you allow the social narrative to misconstrue what your heart feels all along? But yet when you get it, you sabotage it. You don't see the zeal or the zest of the excitement because it is not handed to you freely, but is a house built by itself without the foundation. Does it not go through a period of settlement before it can stand the test of an environment? I'm just saying. You realize how many people that should be millionaires and have generational wealth, but they choose to remain in the drama that keeps them enslaved in their financial despair? I used to be one of them. I used to accept it because I was afraid to be me. But the Most High had something better in store for me. And I'll be showing you that shortly. Because, oh yes, the time. No one has control of time. But you learn to respect it either by measurement of your tears or by way of your validation of what's found inside you, which gives you insight, and your insight becomes wisdom. But I understand that some people, unfortunately, have accepted their life as it is, and they don't want to betray it because that's all they know. That's the only thing that's been consistent. Why change the drama when that is my best friend? Who am I talking to? Why stay in an environment that does not require the best of you? Because you feel that you're abandoning what you perceive as the norm. It's not your story. Never was. And that becomes the contradiction, because a lot of people want to come to terms of accepting that what they perceived as their story was really a footnote. It was nothing but a parable. It was what you assumed by what was given, but what was not needed, but actually what should have been needed. It's your environment. That's why I will always say, you got friends, ask them what their purpose is. Because a true friend will never disrespect you, even in disagreement of point of view, because they will validate it by the example of their lives that they're living. And you know that because it comes from a place of love. But the people that don't have that does not have your intent, guess what? They're going to waste your time. They're going to waste your mortality. Oh, yes. Mr. Right Now, he don't mind draining you. He going to drain you until you decide to say no. Or until you demand that he changes your last name. Who am I talking to? And that's why a lot of times we feel that we are spinning wheels, or we're in a holding pattern. We are in that place of proverbially a plateau. But you know the longing that's been there. You know, it's the same longing that's been asking you to release that gift and talent that you possess, that you've always had from the first breath, so it can be released to the world. Be mindful of your environment. Be mindful of the company you keep. If they don't have a 5-year plan, how are they going to be able to navigate 7 days? This isn't a rant. It never was. But this is a plea for you to take your life serious. You can never measure your lifespan through your sexuality. You realize how many people walk around with sexual PhDs, but they don't even know how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. They don't even know how to fold. They don't even know how to make their own bed. And it's sad. It's sad. But yet you expect your mate to unconditionally follow your lead when you don't know where you're going? How can you understand where you're going when you don't even know you, King? It's time for you to take that mask off so you can actually see who's been sitting there on the reflection, looking back, asking to be claimed. Because if you base your life on the social narrative of what's found outside your door, you will never be able to see your forever that's been waiting for you when you decided to claim yourself.